Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at Clone Commander Cody from the Vintage Collection. Now, this figure is absolutely amazing, but before we take a closer look at it, let's go ahead and take a look at its packaging. So here it is. As you can see, it's pretty standard for the Vintage Collection cards. It's got an image of Commander Cody here on the front, and then an image or a little sticker here for the free rocket-firing Boba Fett figure, which is pretty cool. When you flip it over onto the back, it shows an image of the original release of the figure, as well as a brief description. And of course, if you'd like to read that, you can go ahead and just pause the video. And then finally, down here at the bottom, it shows off some of the other figures that were released around the same time. So pretty standard stuff overall. So let's go ahead and get back to the figure itself here. Now, Commander Cody stands at, let's see, about 3 3/4 inches tall. So he's right in scale with all of your other Star Wars 3 3/4 inch figures. And he does come with a ton of accessories. The first one here is already on the figure, and that is his helmet. As you can see, they did a really nice job on this thing, especially for the size. It is made of a very soft rubber as well, so it's easy to get it to fit on the figure itself. His next accessory is his jetpack. As you can see, very nicely detailed there, and this just plugs into a hole on his back, as you can see there, which looks nice. Now, one problem with these two accessories, and it doesn't really show up here in person, is that they're just slightly more yellowed than the armor. It kind of shows up here on his back. So that is kind of a little bit of a problem. It's something that takes away from this figure, and I'm going to be a little hard on this figure just because this is one of my favorite characters. So his next accessory is this blaster rifle here. Pretty standard stuff. We've seen a lot of these over the years. No paintwork or anything on there. Then, of course, he does come with Obi-Wan's lightsaber, and this does have a massive peg on it so that it could fit on his belt, but unfortunately the hole is not drilled out deep enough for this to actually work, so it doesn't actually work that well, unfortunately. And then his final accessory is a really cool one. It's the little hologram of the Emperor here. It comes on this little base, which is painted silver, and then it's got nice translucent blue plastic. And this fits in his hand and looks great. It's perfectly in scale, I think, with the figure. Really cool overall. Now, as far as articulation on this figure goes, it's pretty good. There are some problems, and we'll talk about them when we get to them. But underneath the helmet, he's got, let's see, a single ball peg, really nice range of motion there, and they've done a really nice job of capturing the likeness here, especially with his unique haircut. Then he's got ball hinge shoulders, if it'll focus. There we go. Ball hinge shoulders that do swivel 360, not the greatest range out to the side. Then he's got hinged elbows with the swivel wrists. Then he's got feels like a single ball peg here in the torso. Nice range of motion there. And then he's got ball hinged hips. And they do have a nice range of motion. You can get them to kick forward and out to the side, but unfortunately there's no thigh swivel. It has to come at the knee here, which is one of the problems I have with this figure. You know, it does technically work, but it's just not my favorite, and it can be a little bit hard sometimes to get him to stand and look natural. He does have hinged knees with the swivel, and then he has hinged ankles. They're very stuck right now because this figure's, you know, old. But there is a hinge there and a swivel. And this is the last problem I have with this figure, and that is that they use black hinges in there. So that's a little ugly at that joint. It just highlights that there's a joint there. So overall, this figure is absolutely amazing. In my opinion, the problems that I have with this figure are easy to overlook because you get a ton of things that you wouldn't normally get on a Clone Trooper figure. You know, unique sculpted damage as well as a uniquely sculpted chest. This has got damage in here and then a little badge. It just looks amazing. There are a couple little problems, but this is the best 3 3/4 inch version of Commander Cody that we've got so far. So I definitely recommend picking it up if you're a fan of the character like me, or if you just like cool action figures. So if you have any comments or questions, hit me up on my social media. The link for that will be down in the description below, and I guess I'll see you later.